So we'll be starting with the basics of measurement systems and some basic concepts related to measurement systems. Um, So I've already shared the PPT, the PDF file with you. It's mostly theoretical. Today's session is going to be mostly theoretical. कुछ ज़्यादा mathematical नहीं है आज. So as far as the measurement systems go, measurement techniques they are of immense importance, and from the right from the start of human civilization, we know that measurement has played a very important role. And with the massive growth in uh, power electronic devices, with massive growth in microcontrol circuitry, control systems, measurement techniques, physics, etc., we have been uh, there has seen, there has been a parallelly there has been a rapid growth in measurement systems as well. Right. So I've already studied the electrical measurement portion, उसमें जो भी watt meters and meters, how to measure resistances, inductances, capacitances, that portion you have already covered in your previous semester. So this semester is going to be related with electronic measurement. We are not dealing with uh, measurement of some electronic signals. We are actually seeing how to apply electronics uh, for measurement of again the same quantities. We have to measure pressure, temperature, resistances, extra, or frequency measurement using the knowledge of electronics, how we can measure these quantities. That's what is going to be covered in this uh, course. So I'll be dividing this into each chapter will be divided into a number of topics. So the first topic that I will be covering today is measurement system. What's a measuring system? It's simply a device that will be used to give us an information about the variable uh, that needs to be measured. Fine. So we have actually studied state space variable state space modeling. We discussed what are state variables. So we are talking about the measurement of that variable, how to measure a state variable of any system. That's what a measuring system does. Fine. Now, a measuring system may not be simply one device. It can be a combination of a number of elements. A measuring system will be used to give us the information about the physical value of some variables being measured. Fine. Uh, a measuring instrument is not a single device. It can be a combination of a number of elements. These elements have been listed here. There is a sensor, there is a variable conversion element, a signal processor, transmitter, a recorder, or a display unit. So the combination of these different units, these different elements, form up a measuring system that will help us uh, helps us give the information about the quantity that is under focus that we are actually trying to measure. Right? This is a block diagram that represents any measuring instrumentation system. As I said to you, it consists of 5 elements: the sensor, the variable conversion element, the signal processing unit, the signal transmitter, and the presentation unit or the recorder or the display unit. So, starting with the sensor is the primary element of this measuring device that actually gives us an output as a function of this measurand. ठीक है, हम किसी quantity को measure कर रहे हैं. Say for example, we are measuring the speed of a DC motor. So the sensor is the actual first element, the primary element that will give us the output that will be a function of that speed. Fine. That does not mean कि ये हमें speed का ही value देगा, ये हमें speed ही देगा. That is not necessary. It will give us an output that will be the function of that speed that we are actually trying to measure. We have a DC motor. We are using the sensor, and this sensor will give us an output that will be the function of the speed that we are trying to measure. Fine. Then comes the variable conversion element. अब इसका काम क्या है? That the output that the sensor will give us may not be in a form that is actually comprehensible or that's actually any useful for us. So this variable conversion element will actually give us an output that we can translate, or that we can uh, from which we can figure out uh, what the uh, measured quantity is. Fine. Sensor हमें output देता है depending upon whatever the speed. I'm taking now example of a DC motor. हम स्पीड को मेजर कर रहे हैं. It gives an output that is a function of the speed. This may not be, say for example, 1500 RPM ये दे रहा है. It is not displaying 1500 RPM. It may be displaying 30 volts. ठीक है. So it's giving us an output but that is not actually comprehensible to us. It is giving us an output of 30 volts. That means that's not actually understandable to us. That's not actually what we want from this device. So वो translate कौन करके देता है हमें? That will be the variable conversion element. So that variable conversion element actually translates that output of the sensor into a puts it into a meaningful form. ठीक है. So these are actually sometimes they are actually these two devices are mm, enough for any measuring system. ठीक है. One is a sensor and the second is a variable conversion element. From this we'll be getting an output that's actually comprehensible to us. Fine. And together they will be sometimes we use these sensors and variable conversion elements as one device, and at that time it's known as a transducer. So transducer क्या होगा? Transducer input लेगा, that is actually the quantity that we are measuring, and put it in a form that is actually comprehensible to us. ठीक है. That's actually understandable to us. Fine. We have a motor. We are trying to measure the speed of this motor. यहाँ से जो आउटपुट आ रहा है that is 1500, that is actually say for example 1500 RPM, but sensor gives us an output of say for example 30 volts. That means ये हमें आउटपुट दे रहा है 30 volts. That हमें इससे समझ में नहीं आएगा कि what is the speed of this speed of rotation of this DC motor. So it is the variable conversion element that puts us this that converts this output of the sensor into a meaningful form. ठीक है. तो ये हमें say for example बता देगा कि this is 158 RPS or 1500 RPMs, something like that. Fine. So the first is the sensor, second one is the variable conversion element. Third element in this device is a signal processing element. What is a signal processing element? Is this may or may not be a part of a measuring instrument. ठीक है. As I am saying that there are a number of elements of a measuring instrument. They all or some of them or one of them or maybe only one of them is sufficient to comprise a measuring instrument. Right? So third element in a measuring instrument can be a signal processing unit. Signal processing unit actually processes the signal that is coming from the variable conversion element. Uh, this processing can be, say for example, amplification. Fine. We are actually we are getting an output of say for example 100 RPMs. From this it will amplify it into a meaningful form of 1000 RPM or 10,000 RPMs. Secondly, it may filter out the noise in the system in this the quantity we are trying to measure. There will be a noise definitely in that measured output, so we'll be trying to filter it out. So the signal processing element will actually process this. output from the variable conversion element and try to make it more presentable. Okay, so it may be amplification, it may be filtration, it may be quantization, it may be sampling, so on and so forth. ठीक है, जो भी requirements होगी हमारे system को. Then the fourth element in this is a transmitter. अब हमने output तो मिल गया, but say for sometimes this output may be required to be processed over a long distance. So in that case, we'll need to have a signal transmitter that will make sure that whatever readings we have at this end, same reading should be available at the output end. ठीक है? So a transmitter will make sure that there is no drop of signal from one point to another point. तो transmitter का काम ये है कि it will transfer this information from point A to point B without losing the information. Fine. There should not be any drop of information. Say for example, हम circuits की बात करते हैं, तो within this transmission line there should not be a volt. There should not be uh, this transmitter should be able to carry the information without with the least amount of voltage drop over this transmission line. Fine. Then the final element in this measuring instrument will be presentation, recording device और an display device. ठीक है, वो एक अब आप कैसे उस आउटपुट को देख पाओगे, कहाँ पे देख पाओगे, that will be the display unit. It may be a digital display, it may be an analog display or simply a signal point. So again, as I'm saying, that all of these elements may be there or may not be there in a measuring instrument. So these different elements basically form up a measuring instrument, and that's what we'll be discussing different types of measuring instruments. So in light of these different elements, we'll try to put all those measuring instruments किसमें क्या properties हैं, कैसे information transmit होती है, कैसे information process होती है, how we can amplify the signal, how we can filter the signal, how we can take care about the noise, etc. So all those informations, all those characteristics of instrumentation system will be taken care of as we move ahead. ठीक है? So मैंने actually आपको summarize करके दे दिया. This all is in the document, in the note that I already forwarded it to you. Sensor, it is the first element in any measuring system that will give us an output. It will give us an output that is actually the function of the measurement. Okay? It will not actually be the measurement value itself. It can be the function of that measurement value. Fine. Some of the properties of the sensors are that it may or may not be linear, but most of the times it's approximately linear. And there are examples of primary sensors. Say for example, you have a thermometer, thermocouple, a strain gauge. So these are actually types of sensors. Which actually give us the output by measuring the output of a system. Then is the variable conversion element. Variable conversion elements are needed where the output variable of a primary transducer is in an inconvenient form. We want to put it in a more comprehensible form. So we need to convert it into this convenient form, and that's what is the job of a variable conversion element. Right? For example, a displacement measuring strain gauge does not give us, it actually gives us an output in the form of a varying resistance. But that value of resistance is not actually what we want to, uh, we do not want the information in the form of resistance. We actually want the information, we want to see how much the system has displaced, right? Using a strain gauge, we actually want to see the displacement, but it is actually giving us an output in the form of variable resistance. So this variable conversion element, what it does is it will put this varying resistance into a more convenient form, into a more comprehensible form for us. And as I said to you, sometimes the sensors and variable conversion elements, they are combined together, and the combination of these two elements is known as a transducer. Third element is the signal processing element. As I said to you, it will actually process the signal so that we can improve the quality of this output from the measured system. And these qualities can be amplification, these can be filtering out the noises, remove the mean levels. Fine. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पे एग्जांपल दी हुई है, ये थर्मोकपल क्या करता है? Normally, a thermocouple gives us an output in the form of a few millivolts, but one that will not be sufficient for us. We need to amplify that millivolts into volts range. So, a signal processor element can be used to amplify that output so that we can actually use that output in a more wherever required. Fourth element, a signal transmitter. Uh, wherein we need transmission over a long distance, over some distance. We need to make sure that we are transferring our information from site A to site B without much of the information being lost during this transmission process. And a recorder will be the final element of this measuring system. And as I said to you, these are all optional elements. They may or may not be required in a measuring system. Uh, and we can get the output इन अ डिजिटल फॉर्म. ठीक है, से फॉर एग्जांपल आपके पास टैकोमीटर्स हैं. अगर आपने टैकोमीटर्स लैब में देखे होंगे, सिंपली वहाँ पे एक डिस्प्ले यूनिट है that tells us what is the speed of the DC motor. और for example you have seen analog voltmeters, वहाँ पे scale deflection होती है, so that scale gives us an output information. और you have seen CROs, oscilloscopes. ठीक है, oscilloscopes gives us a display in the form of signal waveforms, graphs, एक्स्ट्रा. ठीक है, बोर्डे प्लॉट भी आपको मिल सकता है वहाँ से. You can get a graph between x and y axes. So you can have different types of displays, or sometimes you may have an output in the form of recorded fashion as an audio fashion. कहीं पे आपका जो output होगा that may be in the form of a video. So all different types of measuring elements can have different types of display units also. They can be in the form of audio, video, or simply visual devices. Or sometimes we may not need the output to be displayed at all. We can omit this display unit altogether. Fine. So this was the first topic that I wanted to. This is just mm, first topic that we have studied today. Is the block diagram of any measuring instrument in general. It consists of 5 elements: a sensor, a variable conversion element, signal processor, transmitter, and a recorder. A measuring instrument may have all these 5, may have only one of these elements. Fine. It's not necessary to have all the 5 elements in any measuring device. Say for example, we are talking about control systems. Control systems में हम क्या करते हैं? हम सेंसर से फीडबैक लेते हैं. We do not want that feedback to be displayed anywhere. हमें खाली वो feedback वापस information देनी है back into the system. ठीक है, तो वो feedback खुद ही वहाँ से जब हम measure करेंगे using a sensor, we can from the sensor itself feed that back into the system. तो वहाँ पे न तो हमें वेरिएबल कन्वर्जन एलिमेंट की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, ना तो हमें सिग्नल प्रोसेसर की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी. We may not require a transmitter, and we definitely do not need a recorder or a display unit for such a case. ठीक है, in a control system, what we do is in a closed loop control system, using sensors वी टेक द फीडबैक ऑफ द आउटपुट। वो जो हमें आउटपुट का वैल्यू चाहिए वो हमें कहीं पे यूज होगा, बट वी डू नॉट वांट द वैल्यू, वी डू नॉट नेसेसरी नीड दैट आउटपुट टू बी डिस्प्लेड। ठीक है, वो वापस इंफॉर्मेशन अंदर जा सकती है, वहाँ पे जो भी प्रोसेसिंग करनी है वो सिस्टम हैंडल कर लेगा। वी डू नॉट नीड दैट टू बी डिस्प्लेड एनीवेयर। सो डिफरेंट सिस्टम्स विल हैव डिफरेंट रिक्वायरमेंट्स। कहीं पे हमें सेंसर खाली चाहिए, कहीं पे हमें प्रोसेसर भी चाहिए, कहीं पे ट्रांसमीटर भी चाहिए। So these are different elements of any imaging system. They may or may not be required in a particular application. Fine. So इन सब ये जो पांचों elements है, इन सब की मैंने आपको definition, basic definition बता दी. A sensor is simply an element that measures the output in as a function of the measured. Fine. Variable conversion element puts that output in a more comprehensible manner, more convenient manner that's actually understandable to us. ठीक है. A signal processor will actually help us uh, process that output information for different for amplification, for filtration, फॉर क्वांटाइजेशन। ठीक है, हमें से फॉर एग्जांपल एक डिजिटल आउटपुट चाहिए, सो वी नीड टू क्वांटाइज द आउटपुट फ्रॉम अ कंटिन्यूस सिस्टम, सो सिग्नल प्रोसेसर कैन आल्सो बी an A to D converter. Fine. Fourth element is a signal transmitter. Sometimes we may need to transmit an information over a longer distance from point A to point B. So signal transmitter will actually make sure that the information is transmitted from one point to another point without much loss of information. And the fifth element is actually a recorder or a display unit. We may need the output value to be displayed anywhere, or we may need the output to be recorded uh, in the form of audio or video. Fine. So या फिर हमें graphs चाहिए तो CROs वगैरह. So you have seen different types of measuring instruments. You have seen कहीं पे measure output is displayed in the form of simply deflection on a scale. कहीं पे digital output होगा, कहीं पे audio output होगा, कहीं पे video output होगा. So there can be a different uh, output as and when required. So these are the basic elements of any instrumentation system. Now these instrumentation systems can be classified into five different types. They can be active and passive instruments, or they can be null type and deflective type. They can be analog or digital. There can be indicating instruments or instruments with a signal output. There can be smart और नॉन स्मार्ट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. सो पहला जो इसमें टाइप है दैट्स एक्टिव एंड पैसिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. एक्टिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स में what happens in case of an active instrument is that our output is actually uh, it's it basically the instrument basically takes has some external energy source. Fine. जो हमारा instrument है it actually is connected with an external energy source, and our output will be giving us an information as a function of that external energy source that we are using in that case. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे मैंने दो examples दिए हैं. One is a passive pressure gauge and another one is a petrol tank level indicator. In case of a passive instrument, what happens is that there is no external energy source. In this case, if you see, there is no external energy source. Our output is simply the pressure that this piston is applying on the fluid. Okay? So accordingly, we are getting a deflection on this scale. We are not using any external energy source in this case, and the energy expended in moving the pointer is derived entirely from the change in pressure that's measured. There is no external energy source in this case. Whereas in this case, you can see there is an external energy source. It's not necessary that our external energy source will be electrical in nature. That it can be our output and external energy source can be pneumatic in nature. It can be hydraulic in nature. It's not necessarily that our external power source is always electrical in nature. In this particular example, हमारा जो external energy source है, that is an electrical energy source, and our output from this measuring device is actually a function of the energy that's expended by that external energy source. ठीक है? So in a passive instrument, there is no external energy source, and our output is not a function of that. Output is simply dependent upon the actual energy that is causing the deflection in this system. While as in case of active instruments, it will be actually driven by an external energy source, and our output will actually be a uh, function of that external energy source. Right. So I hope this is clear. Now, and you need to keep in mind that in case of active instrument, that external energy source may not be uh, may not be electrical in form always. It can be pneumatic in form. It can be hydraulic in form. Right. So this is the first type of classification. Passive instruments में कोई भी external energy source नहीं है. Active instruments में एक external energy source है और हमारा जो output है that will be a function of that external energy source. Second type of classification is null type and deflection type instruments. Simply, again, the passive pressure gauge that we just saw, it's a deflection type instruments because the output is being measured in the form of a deflection on this scale. Okay? The value of the quantity being measured here is displaced in terms of the amount of movement of the pointer. ठीक है, एक स्केल बना के वहाँ पे और उस स्केल पे जितनी भी डिफ्लेक्शन है हमारा आउटपुट is being reflected, is being recorded in that fashion in a deflection type instrument. But in case of a null type instrument, there is no such deflection being taking place on any scale. It simply will use some weights or some other mechanism. In this case, we are using weights to actually shift the output to a particular level, and that level is actually known as null level and our or null position rather. So जो हमारा measurement है इस time पे that's actually being measured in terms of the weight that's required to reach that null position. Fine. So हम कुछ weights इस device पे put कर रहे हैं तो इस device पे pressure exert हो रहा है so it is going down so it will so यहाँ से जितना भी pressure apply हो रहा है so this pressure can be measured by the movement of this piston, and once it reaches a position, that position will be known as null position. So such instruments are known as null type instruments. Fine. So there are two types of instruments on this on the way in the on the basis of how we actually are measuring the output. If we are measuring the output in the form of a deflection on a scale, such instruments will be known as deflection type instruments. If we are measuring the output uh, in the form of the null position by the measurement of the position of this null position, uh, in that case the instrument will be referred to as a null type instrument. And it's actually been seen that null type instruments are more accurate as compared to deflection type instruments. But this is a general case. It may not be true for all deflection type instruments or all null type instruments. Right? Deflection type instruments output is measured in the form of a deflection on a particular scale. Null type instruments output is measured by the position of the piston. That position is actually referred to as the null position. ठीक And null type positions most likely are more accurate as compared to deflection type instruments. The third type of classification is simply of instruments is analog or digital type instruments. Fairly simple. In case of analog instruments, our output will be a continuous variable. It will be continuously changing with time. So it can our output will be taking actually infinite number of values. So we can have infinite number of readings over a period of time. But as in the case of digital instruments, the output will be discrete in nature. So it will take certain discrete values only, unlimited finite number of values. It will not take infinite number of values. Uh, and as we have already studied in the previous semester also, you know what are differences between analog and digital devices, what are the disadvantages, what are the advantages, um, and there has been a lot of growth of digital instruments because of the advent of microcontrol systems. Fourth type of classification, it's on the basis of indication, how the output is actually indicated. If our output is indicated, our output can be in the form of an audio visual indication, or our output can be in the form of a signal whose magnitude is proportional to the measured quantity. Right? So what happens is sometimes these are simple classification. Indicating instruments actually indicate us the output value. It will tell us what is the output value in the form of audio, visual, और ऑडियो वीडियो और विजुअल इंट्रैक्शन. ठीक है, हम देख सकते हैं कि speed using a tachometer we can say what is the speed of this device, 1500 rpms or 500 rpms, or using a voltmeter we can say the output is 200 volts or 300 volts, so on and so forth. But in the other type of instruments we are not able to actually view the output. Those outputs will those instruments uh, do not indicate the output value. Those instruments are actually mostly used in automatic control systems. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, feedback control systems में हम क्या करते हैं, we take the measured value and feed it back into the system. We do not actually want that output to be displayed anywhere, so it may not be indicated to us, right? So automatically the control system will be receiving that information and transmitting that information into a more useful form, but that may not be necessarily uh, indicated to us, or uh, how it may not be indicated to us as audio or video.
सर थर्ड बुलेट पॉइंट बताइए फिर से.
Class of indicating instruments normally includes ये जो indicating instruments हैं, they include all null type instruments as well as most of the passive ones.
सर मतलब फिर जो इंडिकेटिंग वाले वहां पे नल के साथ जो हमने मतलब
null
डिफ्लेक्शन टाइप थे
null
वो भी तो इंडिकेशन देते हैं.
हाँ, ये यहाँ पे ये स्पेसिफिकली लिखा है that all null type instruments are indicating instruments. Some deflective type instruments are indicating instrument, but कुछ deflective type instruments indicating instruments necessarily नहीं होंगे. ठीक है, इसका मतलब वही है.
सर मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना, अगर डिफ्लेक्शन हमें दिखा रहा है किसी स्केल पे तो कुछ इंडिकेशन ही कर रहा है ना वो. तो डिफ्लेक्टिव टाइप तो इंडिकेटिंग टाइप ही होने चाहिए सब.
There may be some example, मुझे भी कोई ऐसी याद नहीं आ रही है, कोई ऐसा डिफ्लेक्शन टाइप इंस्ट्रूमेंट होगा that may not be indicative in nature. ठीक है, मैं कुछ I will find out some example and I will share that with you.
ठीक है सर.
But as far as null type instruments go, as and all passive instruments go, all of them are indicating instruments. The others may or may not be. Assay indicator instruments can be analog or digital. Indicator instruments can be they can be active also. They can be smart as well as non-smart instruments. इसकी एग्जांपल मैं देख लूँगा. इसकी एग्जांपल Mhm. So as we were discussing, we have discussed discussed so far four different types of uh, measuring instruments: active and passive instruments. Active instruments, they give us an output as a function of an external energy source. That external energy source may or may not be electrical in nature. Passive instruments, uh, simply using the main energy element, whatever output we are getting, it will be reflective as such. In case of null type and deflection type, the output in case of deflection type will be in the form of a deflection over a scale. Uh, this scale can be circular, this can be linear scale, while as in case of null type instruments, uh, we are getting an output in the form of uh, measurement of null position. Analog and digital instruments, simply analog instruments give us an output, a continuous output values, whereas digital instruments give us a digital output value. Indicating instruments, they give us the output in the form of audiovisual devices. Instruments with signal outputs, they are mostly used where, say, in automatic control systems, or simply stating closed loop systems, wherein the output may not be required for us to be uh, displayed. Then the fifth classification, most recent type of instruments that have been um, seen, that have been instruments have now been classified into smart and non-smart instruments. And these instruments are basically the advent of microprocessors, uh, intelligent control schemes have actually uh, led to this classification between smart and non-smart instruments. ठीक है? So, say for example, अब हमारे पास smart meters हैं. We are we are shifting towards smart power meters. ऐसे ही आपके पास smart watch हैं. That's a measuring device. You are measuring time. ठीक है? You are measuring different parameters, blood pressure, heart rate, oximeter. ठीक है? Those are now they are smart devices. They are employing modern control technologies using embedded softwares. So these devices, uh, this type of classification has been recent. So most of our uh, instruments, predated instruments, are now smart instruments. Nowadays we are now shifting towards smarter instruments. So this is these are the different types of instruments. The general classification, they may be they will be different. They may will be discussing other types of instruments. There we'll see some more uh, classifications. So these were the general classifications of measuring instruments. Uh, Thirdly, what we'll be studying, that we'll be taking this up in the next session. The characteristics of measuring instruments. We need to understand the different properties of instruments. We need to understand what how the instruments behave. Uh, we need to check for their accuracy. We need to check uh, for the resolution, sensitivity. We need to check the dynamic behavior of these instruments. Uh, so some of which we have already studied, how a first order system behaves, how a second order system behaves. So again, that will be discussed in the next session. Uh, Also, we have to study how these instruments behave with respect to the environment. Also, how these instruments behave uh, in case they are being protected, in case we are using certain protections along with these measuring instruments. Right. So these characteristics of measuring instruments, that's the topic for our next session. So today what we studied is we have studied basically one, the elements of any measuring system. These are the general elements of any measuring system. And secondly, we have studied the different types of मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स। ठीक है, ये जनरल क्लासिफिकेशन है। Once we go ahead, once we move into different types of measuring instrument, these classifications may or may not be valid. वहाँ पे कुछ और different types of classifications भी हो सकती हैं। So